Hello, my name's Ivan Cooper, and I'm going to read an extract from my book Tibet, an Accidental Pilgrimage. Towards the end of my journey in Tibet, I was lucky enough to participate in a sky burial. This is the traditional form of Tibetan funeral where corpses are disemboweled by monks before being fed to the vultures. Here is an account of the sky burial I witnessed at the monastery of Dikung Til in central Tibet. Cutting through the clamour of human voices, the laboured chugging of an engine sends an expectant ripple through the birds on the opposite slope. As the source of the racket, a red tractor with a small trailer in tow appears from below the hill in the direction of the monastery. I spot two shrouded corpses bobbing up and down in the back. When it pulls up beside the hut, a colossal leather-aproned monk heaves them one at a time onto his back and carries them over to the mortuary platform, where he rather unceremoniously dumps them. Peeled open, the white bundles disclose a pair of cadavers, knees tucked up tightly to the chest, ready to depart this world in the same cramped posture as they had first entered it. Fleshless ribs jut out like so many bony islands from a sea of flaccid skin. And here, with death's icy touch almost palpable, I find myself acutely aware of my own body, of every minor ache and pain. The ankle I twisted last week in Lhasa gives a twinge. A bruise on my arm starts to throb. I can feel the labouring of my lungs as they struggle to extract oxygen from the thin air. Even the touch of the breeze on my skin grows into a powerful tingling. Planting a knee on the chest of the first body and putting his weight behind the thighs, the giant monk prizes it open, eventually managing to straighten it. When the second body has also been straightened, the monks get to work, slicing open the soles of the feet, the flesh around the chest and the back, and the base of the neck around the shoulders. The birds, by now intoxicated with anticipation, hop up and down. And with the defensive cordon overstretched, a number manage to slip through and charge down to the platform. They meet their match in the corpse cutters, however, who kick and punch them back into line. A pair of monks works with short, stubby knives on the hands, the wrists and the ankles, the more sinewy parts of each cadaver. The giant monk returns after they've finished, hook-toothed saw in hand. Immediately the two bellies are open. A tremendous crash of beaks and feathers descends upon them. A frenzied, shape-shifting mass tears and twists and rips and wrenches. Legs waggle in the air. Heads pop up, then disappear again. The screeching, the tremendous avian stink is almost too much to endure. An eyeless skull is thrown up from the scrum before being resubmerged. A group of birds chases down a detached hand which slides across the slate paving like an oversized lizard. Two blood-spattered speaks rise above the melee, pulling on either end of a long stretch of intestine in a macabre version of tug-of-war. After 5 minutes, I time it on my watch, only the inedible bits remain. A pair of fleshless skulls, scattered sections of skeleton, and the knuckly parts of the hands and feet. The larger remnants, gathered up and removed to a raised stone platform, are now ready for the giant monk and his enormous stone mallet. He dispatches the skulls first, each one pulverised by a single blow. The remains of the skeletons follow, and then the fingers and toes. While he splashes everything to an ever finer pulp, one of his colleagues works handfuls of tsampa into the mixture, which, after kneading it all into a doughy mush, he doles out for the birds to nibble on. I feel dizzy and weightless. The cells of my body might be made of air. The stark truth about my own flesh, its bare nakedness, has never been so powerfully hammered home to me. Skin and bones, sinews, arteries and veins, that's all I'm made of. How little different from those cadavers, but for the ephemeral possession of consciousness, no different at all. Soon enough my form too will return to the elements, left to linger only in the memories of those who survived me, to be recalled for some brief time by faded photographs before slipping into inevitable oblivion. Like most of us, I suppose, I prefer to picture my own existence stretching without end towards an ever-receding horizon. Until today, the only human corpses I've ever seen have been on the cinema screen. I've never even been to a funeral before. Yet what I've just witnessed has left this smug illusion of security in tatters. It would be wrong, though, to suggest I felt horror, disgust, or even much fear. What lingers is the sheer, soul-crushing beauty of the occasion, the terrible finality of death over life. From the smallest blade of grass to the mightiest tree, all will soon be gone, sucked up in the merciless whirlpool of time. And, for just a fraction of a second, the world in all its tragic beauty, its ecstasy and its terrible pain, seems to stand revealed before me. What follows is the most tremendous feeling of release. My return to the monastery, an effortless glissade through sunlight and pure air.